recently, my birth with Isla, the second time around, I didn't hesitate. I was like, nope, she's being born in a hospital. And even though all of my friends who were having home births here, were kind of like asking me other questions like, well, you already had this hospital birth, you want to try again at home? And even though, I was like, no, I think I'm good. And we picked a hospital. It was literally 5 minutes from our house. And I had this incredible doula that I found in Austin who was like, hey, we'll do whatever you want to do. But this time it was a different approach. And it was different because I'm like, I'm not going to attach myself to this outcome. She'll come in whatever way she comes, but I'm not going to attach myself to, it's got to be controlled like in this way, because that was totally thrown out of the window. And I kid you not, literally from 5 days with Ari till, and everyone always says, well, they come so much faster the second time around. Don't even worry. And yeah, in my head, I was like, yeah, but that's probably your experience. Who knows what's going to happen with me and Isla? And sure enough, my water literally broke 3 weeks before Miss Isla was due. But not only that, like Ajin and I, we went to go have Mexican food the night before. And, they say spicy food definitely causes you to have to get things going and to start labor. I didn't really believe that, but I was like, well, whatever. I love spicy food. I love Mexican food. So we went to this restaurant, and sure enough, 2 a.m, I feel this gush of, TMI water. And I was like, what? Okay, what is that? Maybe that's nothing. That's just whatever. So I kind of ignored it. But then at 4 a.m, I'm like, okay, there's just a little bit more. I was like, okay, am I peeing in my pants? What's happening here? And then fast forward, I didn't tell Ajit because I didn't want him to freak out, because of course, going back to what we had with our son, I didn't want him to go into full protector mode. So I texted my doula and I'm like, hey, this is happening. And she's like, well, the hospital is going to probably want you to come in because when your water is breaking, you got to get baby out in the next 24 hours. She's coming out today. And I'm like, no, she's not. And my doula's like, oh yes, she is. She's coming out. And I'm like, but it's not even my due date. I'm like, she's 3 weeks early. What? Wait, that's not going to happen. It's not supposed to happen. And I have to unpack this because the day before, my son, who was 2.5 at the time, he tells his teachers, he's like, I'm going to get a baby sister this weekend. And his teachers tell us yeah, your son's just out of the blue just said, yeah, I'm going to get a baby sister this weekend. So it was our little son, Ari, just kind of manifested the whole thing. And we were both like, no, she's not. Don't say that. No, she's not coming. And sure enough, Isla, literally, I went into active labor. This was at 9 a.m. I started having contractions. I was walking up and down my stairs, and I started to feel even more and more of the, kind of waters happening. I'm not freaking out at this point. I'm just taking it easy. I'm doing a little bit of stretching and yoga sitting on my ball. And I'm like, wow, okay. So, and there was no more fear at this point, because I'm like, all right, I know I'm going to the safe place, which I had in my head reframed from what I had before. So reframing what hospitals meant. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go in when I feel. And my doula's just like, hey, honey, I'm going to come over right now and we're going to see where you're at, because I think we're going to have to go to the hospital soon. Literally, we get to the hospital at 1. My water fully breaks at 2:00. And that's when we started the whole process. And 6 hours later, literally 6 hours later, the doctor says, you know what, I kind of see her hair. She's like, do you want to push? And I'm like, wait, what? She's here already? No, you're lying to me. You're lying. No, there's no way. And she's like, no, really. With 2 pushes, baby girl was out. So when we talk about quick, rapid fire birth, my baby girl just was like, I'm ready to be here. I'm ready to join everybody Earthside. And I think there is this notion of just, truly surrendering because I didn't have a plan this time. I had a vision of what I wanted to feel with her as well. And I did have a vision board of her, and I did have a vision of what even I wanted her to have features of, and like her hair and all of these things. But these were just small little things. It wasn't as extravagant as the first time. But it just goes to show that when we trust our intuition, when we start managing our emotional grit, and we start really kind of going with the flow, and truly trusting ourselves and trusting the process, I think there's so much magic that can unfold. It's been super wild rides and super crazy times, but I feel as though having the experiences of both of those births have really allowed me to be fully expanded in my capabilities as a mom, and just even having the patience of like, yep, this is going to happen. Okay, we're going to go with the flow, and this is going to happen, or it's not going to happen. And you know what? All right, so it is. And so it is. And that is what I kind of want to leave you all with today, in allowing me to share two really powerful birth stories. And wherever you are, whatever you're birthing in your life right now, whatever you are, and perhaps maybe this is an awakening in many ways, in your relationships, maybe relationship with yourself, maybe there's things in your life that you're trying to control. See what happens when you just let go. See what happens when you let go of the what if, and just allow whatever is meant to happen without any sort of judgment. And I think a lot of times when we let go of our greatest plans, that's when the true magic of our essence begins to unravel in the most just amazing and magical ways. So, see you next time at the Brave Table.